Hey guys, it's Pat, aka Dreamer Pat, and today I'm gonna give you guys an adventure and some tips and tricks for traveling to Costa Rica. So yeah, here's some tips. So let me start off with just saying that Costa Rica was a beautiful adventure that I'm literally never gonna forget for the rest of my life. I went there for my birthday. My best friend Yordi lives there. Shout out to my boy. We've been friends for 10 years. And when I tell you it was the most memorable birthday I've ever had, I will literally never forget this one. And I highly, 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 highly recommend you go to Costa Rica to experience it, experience the culture, experience the beaches, experience the vibe, experience everything. It's a beautiful country to visit. And if you haven't gone there yet, you need to book it like yesterday. I'm telling you right now. So let's go into it. Let me talk about some 10 tips and budgets for traveling to Costa Rica. So yeah, before I even get into the tips and tricks and like budget you should look out for, let me just say how much my plane ticket was just to begin with. So I went in December. The reason why I went in December is because it was my birthday, like I mentioned. So I went during the rainy season. So the total cost for my plane ticket, I went from Colorado to San Jose. It was a total cost of $578 for my entire plane ticket. Now, I am the kind of person like I don't care where I sit, so I just took whatever seat. I didn't really spend any money. I even packed a lunch with me when I was traveling because I don't like flying stuff at the airports because it's stupid expensive and I don't like it. All right, so let's jump into it. So tip number one. Okay, so dress and bring the correct stuff. I'm gonna tell you some necessities you're gonna wanna bring. I made this mistake, don't make the mistake I did. So first things first, you wanna bring a pair of shoes or two pairs of shoes. One, you're okay with getting mud on it because there's a high chance you're gonna go hiking if you're anything like me, and you're gonna go into some areas that are gonna be relatively muddy. Again, I went during the rainy season. Wasn't a lot of rain, but it was still during the rainy season, so it was muddy. You wanna bring flip-flops. Bring like 2 or 3 pairs of flip-flops with you. I don't know about y'all, I almost lost my flip-flops like 3 times because I was in the water too much. 3, bring a lightweight jacket. I do mean lightweight. So if you're anything like me, it was cold down there, but not my kind of cold, because obviously I'm used to this. So I wasn't necessarily cold, but it was still wet and raining a few days. Not like heavy rain, but you just want to bring like a lightweight jacket with you so you're not like kind of going through the motion of that. And then the last thing you need to bring like a duffel bag or drawstring bag with you, something you can like put on you. I had a chest bag and also had a drawstring bag I had with me. It just makes it easier because you're gonna be going to like a lot of like local stores and local shops and kind of getting some knickknacks here and there. And it's just more convenient. You don't want to carry all this stuff around. It's annoying. So yeah, make sure you bring a little duffel bag with you. And oh, and don't forget your swim trunks. You need to bring like 2 to 3 different, well, I mean, obviously if you're a guy, you can bring as many as you want as a lady. But again, for my gentlemen, bring like 2 or 3 pairs of swim trunks with you. Like get ready, because you will be in swim trunks. I think I wore my swim trunks pretty much the entirety. I barely wore shorts the entire time, so just keep that in mind. All right, so tip number 2, rent a car. I cannot say this one enough. I'm gonna start off with saying that if you're gonna rent a car, do not do what we did. I didn't realize, and we didn't realize, that when you book the rental, there is an extra fee that you are not aware of. So you're gonna book the price of your rental and it's gonna look relatively reasonable, not that bad. However, what we did not know, and what I should have known, was when you book a rental, especially somewhere that's, obviously not the US, you have to get insurance with that rental. It was our second largest expense outside of the actual plane ticket, and the rental was more than my plane ticket. I just want to point that out. So we had the cost of the rental, plus the liability insurance was like an extra $300-$400. And then we also had the deposit. So all in all, we spent about a literal grand on just the rental car itself. So that wouldn't have been an issue if I was aware of it. However, I wasn't necessarily aware of it, and obviously being surprised with $1,000 cost out of nowhere doesn't feel the greatest. So just keep that one in mind. But I'm gonna tell you right now, like, you want to book a rental. Costa Rica has good public transportation. However, for the places that we're gonna be going, the places we want to experience, it'll make it 10 times easier if you have a car to get from point A to point B. You don't have to worry about bus schedules or anything like that. Just go and enjoy it. Trust me, book a rental. All right, tip number 3. This is a huge one. Bring cash. I'll tell you right now, bring cash. You will thank me later. You will save so much money no matter where you go if you just bring cash. The reality is simple. Conversion fees, transaction fees, everybody wants to avoid them, including the shop owners. So try your best. Do not use your card if you can. I'm not gonna lie to you, I made the mistake that I used my card the majority of the time there. And honestly, at one point in time, I just said F it to my budget, and I just kind of just spit money as I could. I didn't really care. It was my birthday, I was feeling it, whatever. But you will save a lot of money if you bring cash. Something that is $10, let's say a $10 restaurant, or a plate at a restaurant is $10. If you pay in cash, there's a good chance you're gonna pay $6. But if you pay with a card, you're probably gonna hit with like $12 or $13. It just is what it is. So yeah, bring cash with you. You can even take it one step further and you can get colones, which is the currency down there. Make your life even easier. However, I decided to take the more expensive route. I could have saved so much more money if I just used cash, but I decided not to. So yeah, big travel tip, bring cash with you. Obviously there's like a safety part that goes with that, but I mean, honestly, you be all right. Just bring cash with you. You'll thank me 10 times over. All right, sorry, I lost my flip-flop. Tip number 4, this is another big one. Where you stay when you're traveling out is huge. So if you're going as a couple, or if you're going like you and your best friend, I'm speaking more to you and your best friend, to be honest with you. If you and your friends are going out, book a hostel. We stayed at a hostel called Selena, very popular down there. They're in all the major places you want to visit. The cost of it is really affordable. It is really nice. And there's an added bonus. So if you book a hostel, you are gonna meet other travelers from around the world. And there isn't like an unspoken beautiful thing that you run into, because you're gonna meet people around the same age group as you that you can actually meet and create new friendships and new connections with people you've never met. And a lot of the popular places like Haco, which is one of the beaches we stayed at, you know, a lot of the people down there were traveling from Canada, Holland, where else? Florida. I'm trying to remember all my friends I met. I had friends from Texas. I had a friend from UK. I had friends from Ireland. Like, you're gonna meet people from around the world, and like the beauty of it is you get to kind of like just meet these new people and hang out with them. One of the best parts and what made it the whole trip so memorable was just meeting all these amazing people. And me and my best friend, we ended up going out with them too, like to some of the clubs, and like we spent time with them, and it was amazing. Like, it was just so cool to have like these random people you never met, and you're just kind of like just friends, because like there's like unspoken like, hey, well, I got you, you got me, and we just had a good time. And like I said, the beauty of going to a place like that is experiencing cultures and just meeting people, and that's definitely a huge bonus, and a lot easier if you go to a hostel, because again, everyone is there, they get it, they're traveling, they're on the same mindset. It's just a lot of fun. So I highly recommend booking a hostel. It's way cheaper, for one, and two, you're gonna meet a lot of people from around the world that are just there to have a great time just like you. So book a hostel. Tip number 5, this one kind of goes without saying. Try to learn as much of the language as you can. This is for a multitude of reasons. One, like, you got to keep in mind that English is not the primary language down there, and you're going to be interacting with locals and meeting new people. And even the people that are traveling across the world who don't speak English, they're using Spanish as like a primary language to communicate with everyone else. So try to go out there, try to learn as much Spanish as you can. And there's like a nice feeling almost that if you are practicing and speaking the language that is native to there, so you're not forcing people to have to translate to you, if that makes sense. So there's not an expectation for you to know it fluently. A lot of the travelers don't, and a lot of people are good about, and a lot of people know English down there. However, like, it's just a nice gesture that you're at least trying to like understand and learn the language, even if you don't already. And it's just nice. And obviously, it's gonna help you get out of some sticky situations in the event you're there. Knowing the basics is huge. Being able to just communicate basic things is huge. Again, don't force people to have to translate to you. That's just not the nicest thing to do. And then take it one step further. Obviously, you can use things like Google Translate. They will definitely help you. However, at the end of the day, like, do we really want to like do this to somebody? You know, do we really want to do that? No, we don't. Like, don't stick a phone in someone's face. You know, as you're like typing, try to translate, it's annoying. But yeah, take the time out, learn the basics, learn like those simple things. Know how to say things like what time, where are we going, where's the bathroom, you know, just like all the basics out there, and that's gonna help you a ton. And it's just a really nice gesture. So yeah, big tip there. Learn as much Spanish as you can. All right, so tip number 6. I'm gonna give you guys all the places you gotta visit if you're gonna go to Costa Rica. So let's run it down. So for the first day I was in Costa Rica, I went to a place called Tortuga volcano. Great, beautiful volcano. If you never seen an active volcano, this is a great time to do it. I'll be honest with you, we were a little unlucky with it, only because the weather created a lot of fog, and the fog was actually covering the volcano when we got to the top. Little unfortunate, however, it's still a cool experience. I still enjoyed it. And then not to mention that tour, it was actually a guided tour, a transport tour. So they took us to the volcano, and then we also went to a winery, best wine I've ever had. Actually, where I got the hat, fun fact. I went to a winery, went to a coffee farm, we went to this really beautiful waterfall. There was a restaurant that was overlooking the waterfall, and then after the waterfall, we went to a restaurant further down the road. It had a beautiful view of the mountains, and not to mention like the local town in that area. Man, it was just so beautiful, so fun. So yeah, make sure you do that one. So that's the Poes Volcano Tour. All right, and then for the second day, we went to a place called Haco. Haco is like, in my opinion, like that is the beach to go to. Like, there's a lot of beaches down there. There was like 2 major ones you gotta hit, but Haco is definitely one of them. I mean, great vibes, people the same age group, people just having a good time. The drinks are not that bad. I think we have it written down. So the drinks just for shots is about $5. Cocktails were about 10. Like, just a great atmosphere. The view was unbelievable. Haco is like in my opinion, like you have to go to Haco if you're gonna go there. You're just gonna meet a lot of like-minded people and have a lot of fun. All right, and then for the 4th day, we went to a place called Tortuga. And I won't lie to you, this was like Haco was nice, but like Tortuga, like we took a boat out to 3 different islands, and I'm just gonna show some images of it, and I'm gonna let it explain itself. But unbelievable scenery, unbelievable vibes, unbelievable food out there. I mean, it was literally, just imagine, when I think of Costa Rica, I think of the island of Tortuga. It was beautiful. As soon as we arrived by boat, there was people playing volleyball, people chilling in the sand. You had palm trees everywhere, you had drinks everywhere. There was boats in the water. I mean, everything was just set up for just an amazing, beautiful time. And then before we even went there, we stopped at one of the neighboring islands, and you get to kind of see like the history of some of the places. You get to see some amazing views. Like, I'm just gonna put it right up here. Tortuga, you have to book that in advance, and you do have to take a transport out to the island. The cool part about that is you can also do snorkeling out there. You can also do kayaking. You can do something called a banana boat guide. I'm not even explaining what it is. You just have to experience it for yourself. Tortuga is a must. You must go there. You will not regret it. You will enjoy it every single second. I promise you. And then after that, you have to go to the Verde forest. Again, there's a Salina hostel very close by. Again, have to go out there if you enjoy the sceneries, the beauty, all that kind of stuff. You will not regret it. The beauty of this forest, like there was a suspension bridge that was breathtaking. There was an incredible view of the entire forest at the very top. There was also a lot of wildlife around, so that was really fun. And then not to mention, like it was just, if you're into like the hiking and all that like nature stuff, like obviously like I am, you will absolutely love this location. I will tell you right now, try to bring the pair of shoes you don't mind getting muddy, because again, it's a rainforest. So it was a little muddy out there. That did not detract or take away from the experience or the fun. It was definitely amazing. And then in that same day, we went to a place called, it was a Canopy and Tarzan swing. So we went ziplining. I could tell you, it was, if I could tell you, it was the perfect way to end the entire trip, was going on the Tarzan and the ziplining. It was the perfect way to do it. The ziplining was, I can't even tell you how high we were. I would even argue that's probably one of the longest zip lines I've ever experienced in my life. And then they do like an added treat at the end where they make you go down Superman style. Yeah, not gonna lie, I was a little terrified. And then the Tarzan swing, I'm just gonna show you the video from the Tarzan swing, and I've never done anything like this. And I have skydived, but I've never done this. And I was terrified. Bro, no shit! Oh, bro, I don't know if I can hold on, bro. Oh, shit! Seguro, man, no sé esta seguridad. Again, perfect way to cap it out. Perfect adventure. You will not regret it. All right, so on our third day, we went to somewhere called, sorry, I don't have these memorized. It was the Manuel Antonio National Park. Man, to describe how beautiful this place was, it's one of those places where when you get married, this is your honeymoon. Like, it's that level of beautiful. It's that level of just beautiful vibe. It's that level of you gotta go. The place itself, as you're pulling up there, obviously it's obviously very beautiful, but like going into the place itself was even more fun because there's literally two oceans right next to each other. You can be like, you're just surrounded by water, you're surrounded by amazing beaches, and the place was so nice, we actually ended up just taking like a nap out there. Like, it was just that chill. And not to mention, like, you could do one of the guided tours, which I don't really recommend, but you could do one of those. But it was one of those things where, like, you have the beach, you have the food, you have the atmosphere, and there's a wildlife all around you. Again, one of those places like you gotta visit, just experience it. You will not regret it. And you could even take it one step further, and you could just make a whole day out of this entire trip, because there's literally everything you need within that little town, including the beach. All right, so my tip number 7, try to avoid the scams. I'm gonna be honest with you, scams are all over. That's just the reality of it. Someone will try to scam you at some point, and it could be, a lot of the scams are based around the parking, to be honest with you, where someone has actually set up like a little business / shop in a little piece of the town, and you're almost essentially paying for the parking spot and like the security of it. But just try to look out for, like, be careful when you do like a guided tour, be careful when you buy things from the street vendors, be careful when you anything that kind of looks like it might be a scam, it probably is a scam. If you're gonna do a taxi, try to like use your GPS to the actual location before you tell them where to go. Sometimes the meter can get ran on you, and it just kind of happens. So just a lot of things you kind of have to be aware of. It's not that anyone's evil, it's just, hey, it's a dog eat dog world. Scamming is a thing. It is what it is. Can't help it, okay? Tip number 8, Costa Rica is a very, ecological area. So, make sure that you are picking things that are respectful to the environment, and you're also being respectful about like how you throw away stuff away. Like, don't do any littering, don't do anything like that. Like, it is a beautiful rainforest that they are preserving. A lot of the places are even, you can't even do certain things that. So just be respectful of those things. Try your best to just take the extra step to show that you care about where you are, and it will mean a lot to the people that are there. Just keep that in mind. Tip number 9 just kind of goes back to like the whole cash is king thing. You want to make sure that when you are traveling out, if you're not in a public transportation, that you have cash on you, because from San Jose to Haco alone, I think 2 hours, or no, actually shorter than that. It was like an hour and a half. And on the way there, we ran into, I think, 4 or 5 tolls. In total, it cost us $8 to get to Haco just driving on the road, and then $8 back. Again, just tolls. So you want to make sure you got cash on you. Like, you don't want to be in that situation where like you don't have cash on you and you're stuck at a toll, because it's just a long day for everybody. So be aware there are a lot of tolls, and that is going to be a thing if you're using a rental car option. I still think that a rental car is like the best choice if you're going to like travel out and do that, but just bear in mind there will be a ton of tolls. It is what it is. Just embrace it. It's going to happen. Tip number 10. My last and final big tip for you is go with the mindset of just being open and understand that you are in a different country and you're going to have different experiences. So everything that you're used to, let's say you're from the US, is not going to be the same in Costa Rica. The roads aren't going to be the same. The culture's not going to be the same. It is, however, going to be very refreshing, and it is going to be beautiful. And you have to come there with an open mind. Don't go there expecting the same, like, normal life you're used to in the States and expect that to have experience in Costa Rica. Not saying one is better or worse. I'm just saying it's not going to be the same. And to be honest, to be fully transparent, I personally really enjoyed it. My family is Hispanic, so I obviously naturally just kind of like cater towards that realm. So it's one of those things, like, be ready with an open mind. You're going to experience a different culture, and just be ready for it. All right, so those are all my travel tips. Now let's talk about the cost of everything. So let's do some calculations. I have a little list right here of essentially everything we did. So get ready for it. Get your pen and paper ready. So first things first, as I mentioned, day 1, we did the Tortuga volcano. It was a transport guided tour. That was $70. That includes lunch, the transport, as well as lunch as well. I think I said lunch twice. Oops. But yeah, so that was $70. But in my opinion, like, very much worth it. Day 2, we went to Haco. So the Selena Hotel was $40 per night. Let me just like put that in perspective. Like, I can't say the last time I spent $40 anywhere, to be honest with you. Yeah, $40 a night, super affordable. You get the bonus of meeting people from around the world. It's a great time. Oh, and actually bring a lock with you too. Just a little fun fact. You want to bring a lock with you, just keep your stuff safe. The meals, so every meal we kind of went to, every place we went to is basically $20 a meal. Like, you're really not going to avoid that. It kind of is what it is. You can also do surfboard rentals, which my best friend tried to do with me, but me and water, we're working on it. The bar nightlife, as I mentioned earlier, so it's basically $5 a shot, which, man, $5 a shot is just love, because I'm gonna tell you right now, it is not $5 a shot here. I'll tell you that right now. Price per cocktail, $10. I think we had like, well, the night of my birthday I had a lot, so I'm not gonna get into that. Local beer is about $5. Day number 3, we did the Manuel Antonio National Park. The park entrance fee, bear in mind you do have to book this in advance. It was $15. So again, not that bad, pretty affordable, definitely worth the trip. So keep that one in mind. Day 4, we did Tortuga, which you gotta do this one. I'm sorry, if you're going to Costa Rica and you don't do Tortuga, you're doing something wrong. I don't care what anybody says. That one, the tour itself was $65. That's going from where you get picked up on the boat and then you travel out to the 2 islands. Again, that one was $65. If you're international, however, it's gonna be $100. So just bear that in mind. It's gonna be $100 international. If you're domestic, you're looking at 65, but obviously I'm assuming most of you are gonna be international, so it's gonna be $100. And that does include lunch and a boat transport. And to be honest, sorry. So the $100 includes transport, lunch, snorkeling, and you also stop at multiple islands as well. So you get a full experience, and it is very much worth the cost of it. For $100, going to 2 different islands, getting lunch, and going snorkeling, yeah, that's enough said, right? And then for dinner, again, kind of the same thing. My buddy had a whole fish. I just had fillets because I'm weak, I guess. I don't know. $20, gonna just spend that no matter what you do. Day number 5, Verde Forest. Again, another Selena stay, $4 a night. You cannot beat that. The entrance to the reserve was $15, and the canopy and Tarzan swing was $60. We also paid a little bit extra to get the video and the pictures from the event, so we paid like an additional like $30. So all in all, like we spent, not including the rental and not including the flight there, we spent probably around $700 just on like adventures and tours. It's actually less than that. Yeah, probably. And I'll do the math real quick and post it here, but all in all, we did not spend it all. And I'm gonna take it one step further. I'm actually gonna, in the description, I'm gonna put a link to kind of check out all the things we did with the costs with them associated with it, so you can use that if you decide to go. So super affordable trip. Our 2 biggest expenses for me at least was the car rental and the flight there. Everything else was, in my opinion, relatively affordable. I went a little overboard, now I was just spending money willy-nilly. So, but pretty affordable. Like, I think it was pretty nice. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you experienced all the things that I got to experience, and I hope that you take the time, book it, have fun, experience the culture, and just have a great time. On that note, I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your day, and I'm really glad I got to make this video, and I hope you guys have a beautiful rest of your day.